All right, boys and girls, today we are going to be using division with fractions. So I have a problem here. Alice is filling candy molds with chocolate for her brother's birthday party. It takes her 6 minutes to fill 1/5 of the molds. How long will it take her to fill all of the molds? Complete the ratio table to show the answer. Okay, so many of you are thinking, how do we solve this problem? Well, just so you know, this obviously is a division problem. So if 6 minutes took 1/5, and how many are for the total? It's actually 6 divided by 1/5, and that's what we're going to be looking for, that answer. So first of all, we need to know, well, how much do you need to fill all the molds? And if you figured it out, well, if 1/5 of the molds is 1/5, then therefore all of the molds would be equal to 5/5, one whole. So now that we know that this is going to equal 5/5, what did we do to get from 1/5 to 5/5? And if you didn't realize, many of you were thinking, well, if it's 1/5 is 6, then 2/5 is 12, and so on and so forth. And what you're actually doing, if you did not realize, is you're multiplying this, you're ending up multiplying this by 5. And so therefore we do the same thing we do to the numerator as we do the denominator, and 6 times 5 equals 30. It's going to take 30 minutes to fill all of the molds. Now, I want you to look at the problem again. So the answer was 30. 6 divided by 1/5 equals 30. I want you to look carefully at the numbers there, and what do you notice about them? Is if you guys didn't notice, the 6 and the 5 here, and we know 6 times 5 is 30. However, this is a division problem. Well, when dividing by fractions, what you are going to actually end up doing is we've learned that it's actually the reciprocal that you're going to multiply by. Reciprocal is to flip a fraction over. So it will be 6 now times 5 ones, which 5 ones is equal to 5, right? So 6 times 5 equals 30, and it would be 30 ones. We don't have to write the 1 underneath because that is, if it's just out of 1 wholes, then we don't need it. So that is how you divide with fractions. Let's try another problem. Okay, so the second problem says Alice is filling cupcake molds with old melted crayons to make new crayons for her brother's party. If it takes her 9 minutes to fill 1/4 of the molds, how long will it take her to fill all of the molds? Show your thinking on a ratio table. So we're going to do the same similar thing as we did before. But one more time, this is actually 9 divided by 1/4. That's our official problem. And so with our ratio tables, just like you had up there before, we're going to put minutes, or I'm going to put minutes on top, and molds filled. So obviously it took us 9 minutes to fill 1/4 molds, and we need to get to all the molds, which would be 4/4. So what do we do to get from here to here? Well, that's actually 4 times the amount. So therefore we're going to times the top by 4. 9 times 4 is 36. It should take 36 minutes. Again, once we do this problem up here, we're going to do the reciprocal, which is multiplying by the flipped or inverse of 1/4, which is actually 4 over 1, meaning you don't have to write the 1 again, it's just 4 wholes. And then we have 9 times 4, which equals 36. So these are 2 ways to get that problem, but this is how you use the ratio table. Whatever you do to the bottom, the denominator, you need to do the numerator. All right. I hope this helps you when dividing by fractions. You are going to be using this to help think about money.